Hey Village, it's your girl Narice, and I'm back with another live stream per usual. I'm here for Music Monday. Now, yes, I am a little late, and no, I didn't do a post because I was doing some grocery shopping because I'm a celebrity and I can't just be out in these streets like this. It's like, nah, I mean, not really, but not that I don't care. I would be in these streets. It's just, circumstances right now. But anyway, but I did have to do some grocery shopping. But if my life were anything like the Truman Show, you probably already know. So with that said, there's gonna be a moment where I'm gonna have to go get my groceries and put some of it up. So but I'm sure you all are familiar with that process because everybody gets groceries and have to put them up. You know, God willing, because it is a blessing. Um, so with that said, and of course, now that I'm starting, I get a message from the Dasher. I'm sure they're watching through the Truman Show too. Hi. Anyway, um, I'll get to them in a second. So, um, for those who are new, hi, my name is Narice. I'm a singer, songwriter, visual artist, musical creative. Um, and I do these live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and occasionally I might sprinkle another live stream somewhere in between. Pun intended, sprinkle, because that's the reference. But anyway, um, so yeah, I make music. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. That's who I am. But if my life were anything like the Truman Show, you might know other things that are probably fabricated entertainment. Um, but we progress nonetheless. And yeah, so the last few live streams have been a struggle. Well, no, just that last one. But the live stream that I was doing before was this is funny. Um the live stream that I was doing before was modeling, creative directing, and doing a visual, and I did a whole like fashion photo shoot type of a thing because it gives that. And we did 4 different looks for the span of 2 different live streams. And that live stream we had like streaming to the thousands. So shout out to that. And in between, of course, I had to like change hair and makeup and outfits and stuff. And you know me, I get into my TED Talks. We could talk about astronomy, we could talk about spirituality, we could talk about fashion, we could talk about pop culture because it gives multi-dimensional vibrations. But anyway, so for this particular live stream, we are working on an old beat, but new vocals, you know, but not in autopilot because I am the pilot. Um, if my life were anything like the Truman Show, you might get that reference. But I had a long day today, just more facing the witches and warlocks and dismantling generational curses. No, I was cleaning earlier today, and then yeah, doing some. There's quite a few things that I'm working on right now. Just in regards to my living situation, and then also I needed some groceries because food is a thing that we all need, and I'm grateful to be in a position where I can have those things despite the circumstances and the hunger games that people like to play. But nonetheless, I know there's blessings that I do have in my life, and I don't take those things for granted. Um, I'm very appreciative and I'm very grateful that I'm able to obtain groceries because I know there's people who don't. And when I'm in a position to, I like to try to help out those people who might not be in position to get their own groceries. So, you know, I take my blessings how I can. But so yeah, there's that. And yeah, so I have a beat that I worked on a long time ago. I had to like restructure it. Well, as I was trying to like get this uploaded on Restream, um, I restructured the beat because like I wrote different verses at different times and I was trying to and when I did the beat, I wasn't sure of how I wanted to approach the verse. Um and I think um what was my point? Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Okay, I know how I want to put this together. But anyway, I had the beat for a long time a particular way, but I had added more to it, like writing wise. So I had to like reconstruct the beat. And I had been tweaking lyrics or whatever throughout the days of my life. But I've worked on this beat a very long time ago, like several years ago. Probably before, definitely before Divine even came out, like the EP. Like I've had this beat in the vault for a while. So if my life were anything like the Truman Show, you've already heard this beat. And I'm sure there's Truman Show themes right now that's kind of um inspiring this to resurface, but whatever. Um I'm just gonna go with it anyway. Because at the time of when I was writing this, I was hanging out with certain people and certain friends and stuff like that. Um, Even though this wasn't really inspired by that, but I was trying. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's an old beat, but a new song, and I'm excited to work on it. Give me 1 second. Let me check this message and see what they're talking about. Um, Hold on, y'all. I'm actually gonna test this out and see if this is still recording, even with me not being on there. Um, I'm like, my data is slow right now. All right, child, I'm looking crazy over here. Like, okay, let's see if this recalibrates. Going hacking back into the matrix. Okay, we're hacking back in. All right. So anyway, yeah. Sorry, I had to see what was going on with my order. My data is a little delayed right now until I can re-up on my plan. But anyway, so I wanted to say for those who are new, I like to call my community, my audience, this space a village because they often say it takes a village to raise a human, and some of us might have been raised in villages that are a little questionable and fugazi and shenanigans might have ensued. And some of us have like chosen villages that we've acquired over the years when it comes to certain like friends and friend groups and communities, and some of us might not have had that. And I wanted to use this digital space as a means to create a community for myself, um, and also for other people who enjoy the vibes, enjoy what I have to offer, enjoy the music, but also just like my personality, the topics I like to discuss. Um, and just the people who feel like an outcast and might feel different and misunderstood and often feel like maybe the problem child in their lives, and most people didn't really care to hear or understand or try to consider your perspective. And because I know what that feels like in different times and spaces in my life. And in this space, we welcome those who understand what that's like. And I like to think of this as a safe space. I understand there's trolls, there's Truman Show trolls that pop in and like to play games in my chat, but they get blocked. Because I really care to make this a safe space and a space that is um, pure with intention to entertain, to uplift, to we can laugh, we can inspire, we can talk about real things on here. There's a lot that goes into what I do, and I take it seriously, and it's not a game to me. Um, like other people like to play. But regardless, um, yeah, so that's that. And so yeah, that's pretty much what this vibe is. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm an artist as well. And if you've seen, I've through these live streams, I've been working on music, a lot of inspirational music intending to hopefully inspire people to follow their dreams and save some lives out here. Um, just because I know what it's like to need to have music save your life. And so while I'm here on this planet, I care to do something positive and do some good stuff with my energy, despite um, what anybody got to say about it. Anybody, anybody, because I'm grateful to be truly fearless and relentless. And sometimes it might not always be like the best thing because but sometimes some of us in the world that has felt like we've had to fight the world and really fight for our place and from being bullied or in certain jobs or whatever, and just the fight to be seen, and felt like people either bullied you or ignored you, or would try to shit on you or make jokes and reference different things to embarrass you and stuff like that. And if you've been able to grow thick skin from those situations, you just kind of have like this resilient spirit of like, I can face the world, I don't give a fuck who you are, respectfully. Even people who, if I've looked up to you at one point, if you're more powerful than me or whatever. And it's not a matter of like F you. It's more a matter of I've been through so much shit and I just refuse to break down from it. So regardless of what's in front of me, who's in front of me, I don't care. Like, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep charting forward in a life where I care to walk in a path of righteousness and walk alongside God. And if within that path, you know, things get a little rocky, then so fucking be it. And that could be a double entendre, however it needs to be. But, but my point is, we not stopping over here. And me doing that and showing up in my day-to-day life and facing the things that I face, I just hope that by existing I can inspire somebody out there. Like, damn, I'd be going through it. If she can go through it and keep going and have the nerve to believe in herself and hone her skills and try to focus on her talents despite what anybody got to say, even if everybody's on the hate train, then damn, I can keep going. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but keep going. Don't let these hoes try to stop you. All right. But anyway, so okay. So I have a beat that I've made a while ago. And actually, okay, so this is I was looking at this, and while I was explaining this to y'all, I had an idea pop up, and I think I'm going to just try to hear how it sounds real quick. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh but that's not what I did though. Okay, I think it's fine. And then I think here we'll just delete that. And then actually I like it better with the clap. I'm just gonna keep that shit. Yeah. Okay. Restart again. See, I don't like the setup of this. Okay. It's you know, there might need to be some more variety in this beat. But I mean, it's pretty simple for the most part. But I could add some more variety. For the most part, this beginning part loops, and then it just adds more variety towards the end, which is cool. But I mean, my main priority today was just to record the vocals. So that's what I'm gonna focus on. All right. Speaking of Elon, so I was talking about it on my TikTok account. Did that post upload? Yeah, it did. My political post didn't upload, so I have to upload that later. But oh yeah, I need if you don't got the wires. Um, but I don't know if anybody's heard or even cares. Um, but my people care. My folks might. So actually, I'll get into it later. I'll get into it later. Hold on, y'all. All right, I have to hook up my microphone. I feel like so far back, but like that's just kind of how the angles are presented to me right now because I do have some stuff on my floor. I was cleaning in my room not too long ago. So yeah. Usually I would be like live streaming on my computer and you guys would be seeing me work on in GarageBand. For those who are village members and are part of the process, you guys already know. What the fuck? Oh, I hate when Ableton does that shit. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to export the whole fucking song. Like, stop playing with me. Okay, there we go. I think that fixed our problem. Let's try this again. Life is a very interesting thing. Okay. All right. Now let's try this one more time. Oh yeah. BPM. What is that? Okay. Yeah, I can't just be like throwing these tracks in here without the BPM. Like before I add anything, there we go. Very cool. It's gonna be weird hearing this beat like this because I'm so used to how I've had it for the last 2 years. You know, hacking into the matrix. Okay. All right. Yes. I'm like, I already had something plugged in this. Why would it act like that? Uh, I know what the problem is. It's funny though. I can follow. I think I know what the problem is. Possibly. If it's not the happiness, maybe the magic. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I'm back. That was a workout. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. Ultimately, ultimately, going hard. Ultimately, uh, ultimately, this sounds my loud. Going hard at the job. Pay that corner. The employer deserve it. I feel like it's more the hackers than anything. Because what the fuck? I knew this shit was acting funny a while ago. You know how ridiculous my life is? Look at this bullshit. Now it wants to stop. Oh, no, okay. Y'all see the shenanigans? See what I gotta deal with? Okay. This the bullshit. This is the bullshit. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not surprised though. What's interesting about this is that this isn't a device that has Wi-Fi. You know, like I understand Wi-Fi devices, you know, being hacked in such ways, but you know, this is a non. Oh, but it stops. As soon as I take my phone out to show you guys, that's when it stops. You know, but like, look at this. Well, now it wants to behave. Right, show your true colors. This is crazy. But you know what's interesting? People act like they want to like profit off of you, but then be trying to interfere with the thing that they be trying to profit off of. Make that make sense for me. But give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna be right back. All right, y'all. I have returned. So the thing is, I mean, you know what? It was about time for me to upgrade anyway. But I understand I probably gotta do a whole new setup of everything. Because I mean, some of this, well, the interface and the microphone and the software and my MIDI controller, I bought that shit myself. That was an investment that I made on my own. On my computer, I know was given to me and probably had shit on it, which I wouldn't be surprised because I wouldn't be surprised by it. So it's okay though, because I'm very close to being in a situation where I can, weed out all this bullshit and get this going. But I mean, this might have been a part of the script anyway, right? But I wonder what the reference is supposed to be. I mean, I get it, but I don't because there's really nothing there to reference with that. Um, but it's just re-solidifying the fact that a lot of the uproar in my life be some bullshit, you know. Angie to the rescue. This is an example of Angie being my emotional support cat. She's like, "Oh, it's a problem? What's up?" But okay. Well, I wanted to work on this record. Particularly the vocals, because I was thinking like, at least at the very least, um, even though I'm not able to live stream on my computer, so usually I'd be showing you guys the process in real time. Um, at the very least, I'd be able to like record the vocals and just like live stream from my phone. Um, but it's okay though. It's okay. It's probably a blessing in disguise. It's like hold off on this music and wait until I'm in a better situation, which was ultimately what I was gonna do anyway. But I was just like, fuck it, like let's just get the shit done. And I know that that'd be more interesting content to create, um, working on music. So, um, yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. All right, so we gonna pivot as we usually do when situations like this happen. So, yeah, I would just talk about the inspiration of this record. Um, I guess. So, but I have the new beat, so that's cool. And I needed to repurpose this. But I made this beat like years ago, which is crazy now. Like I think maybe I might have started this in 2019. I think that was around the time when I got the MIDI controllers. One of the first beats I started making on here. Um and I was like, playing around with the different sounds and settings and stuff like that. And just trying to put something together that was really cool sounding. And I had really liked this beat for a long time, and I had wrote something to it a while ago, and it's like morphed and evolved through the years, just as I've like experienced different things and came up with better lines. Um, and initially, it was going to be one of those songs where I didn't care too much about structure, which is usually what I do. I usually don't care to try to do like the industry standard structure of verse, chorus, bridge. But nowadays there's barely any bridges in some of these songs. But but yeah, so I was like, you know what? Because a lot of times I'll just write what I'm feeling, like something like alumni, where there's technically no chorus in alumni. I think it's like verse, maybe a bridge. Like, like there's certain songs where I didn't really care too much about structure. And I just kind of like break the rules with that. Like Aloe, there's like an intro, there's the first verse, there's the chorus, and then like ad libs, and so I just kind of like vocally do my thing. And this was gonna be one of those songs, but I think I ended up rewriting the first verse, and then I realized I liked both verses, so I was just like, you know what, the second verse, or the second thing that I wrote to rewrite the first verse, I'll just keep it as the second verse. And then I have wrote a rap with it, and I was um really excited to get this rap going. But that's so interesting. I've never seen that happen before, like the interface not working and like acting up. Like that's just weird to me. But I mean, I know everything in my life is weird, so I'm not surprised at the same time. Um, everything is weird in my life. So I can't be surprised and phased by a lot of these things, but I knew like going into this new chapter of my life that um I know I was gonna have to like upgrade my gear. I knew that was gonna have to be a thing. I've been holding on to a lot of this stuff. Like the camera I've been using, I have been using that for a very long time. And that even be acting funny sometimes. But I feel like I gotta question all the things that's been given to me and really just like rebuild my studio from like the ground up. Even the shit that I don't know. I'll just keep that to myself. But but I am proud of the pieces that I got myself through the years though. Like, like I'm not gonna lie, it's not like and the funny thing about my situation is that I've always been grateful for the things given to me, even in times where it might appear that I'm not. Like, I think back to this one time during the holidays when my dad gave me like a tablet and it was white, and I was like, "Oh, why'd you get me a white tablet?" And it's not that I wasn't grateful. I was grateful for it. I was just thinking like, "Oh, I might get this dirty." And I don't know how much money it might have cost, but and I really try to take care of the stuff that I have. And I do, like, and I like I said, the camera I've been using, I've had that since like high school. I've had that camera for a long time. And mind you, when I got it, it was already an older camera. So, honey, I need you to not do that. I get your cat and that's your thing. But but yeah, I've had that camera for a long time. So I think this is just recognizing that it's time to upgrade. Upgrades. But in the best way though, in the best way. And just working with better equipment and you know, I see the reference here. But at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like my life be so unserious sometimes. It makes me think because I have a yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for me to say. Um, I was gonna say something else that was a little bit on the spicier side of things. I mean, it's really not that serious. It's not in hindsight, like if you really think about it, it's really not that serious. But I'll just briefly say it. You know, I'll say this and I'll say it plainly because like I'd be tired of doing the whole like trying to decode shit with y'all. Like I'm just over that. You know, I'm really over the fugazi shenanigans. I really just keep it. I really rather just keep everything a buck. You know, so I've seen certain content creators reference certain things in terms of like usernames and you know, yeah, usernames. And you know, and I find that very interesting. As someone like myself, as a small artist, as a small business owner that has repeatedly seen people copy, use, reference my likeness, my creativity, my outfits, my ideas, my music, repeatedly have seen this in multiple spaces within the music industry. And I can gather the receipts to prove it. But I let the shit slide for the time being. And, you know, of course, because technically I have a smaller platform, you know, within Truman Show limitations. So it's like, oh, you tripping, ain't nobody looking at what you doing or whatever the case may be. But it's like, you know, as someone who's repeatedly seen my work and just my like name and stuff be referenced in many of people's projects, and you know, and people reference a username who happens to be one of these people that's used in reference my likeness on a personal device that people really shouldn't even have access to. So it's like, how can you comment? And mind you, it's very much the same thing as like people on Twitter using their like handles and names of people that might not have the same name as them. You know what I mean? And really, and the thing is, I'm really not like super upset about it, but I just think that it's interesting that people, you know, have mentioned that. And in a way, as if it's like, oh, they're using this person. But it's like, now, if anybody's talking about using, I think no one in this industry has any right to complain about that, especially if I'm using and referencing and sampling anything. I'm like, that's a fraction of reparations for me, you know, and it's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's just for the sake of like intellectual property and just me trying to learn technology and sometimes refrain from using my own name. And it basically, and the reason why I decided to use that name, and y'all are proving my point and fell for the trap. So thank you for letting me know what I kind of had a feeling for, you know, but trying to learn cybersecurity, trying to learn cybersecurity on your own. And mind you, it's not like a passion of mine. And just like other stuff that I've done in this creative space, where it's like, you know, I'd rather just hire somebody to do something for me. But given the circumstance, I'm like, well, fuck it, I might as well learn it myself. You know, and any artist should understand that. Any artist understands the importance of intellectual property and protecting your music and protecting your creativity. Everybody understands what that is. You know, any creative, any artist, whether you're a music artist, whether you're a film artist, you know, regardless, I would like to think if you're somebody that's passionate about what you do and what you create and what you put out there, the protection and your privacy is important to you. So when I try to do those things for myself and my creativity, why is that a problem? You know? And it's like, it's okay for everybody else to do it, but it's not okay for you to do it. That's the synopsis of my life. That's literally the synopsis of every circumstance, issue, drama moment in my life. It's okay for everybody else, but it's not okay for you. And I get it. I get it. When you're a star, like, the pressure be on you to be perfect and get everything right and never make a mistake. And if God forbid you make any type of mistake, they will crucify you for it. And they don't care if other people make the mistake or do worse. No, we're looking at you. So you're the one that we're going to ridicule. It's crazy. It's a crazy way to live. But and and again, and this is like in no shade or anything to anybody, like in particular. But I'm just saying, even though I have a right to be. I have a right to be upset because I'm an artist and I should be sensitive about my shit. Just like any other artist would be, you know? But I'm just saying, I think that's very interesting. Like like I'm not crazy for oh, now the interface wants to work. You know what, y'all people, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get out my life. I cannot with the shenanigans. But that is one thing that I wanted to say. I'm like, y'all got a lot of audacity to complain about some stuff that y'all be doing, you know? But again, synopsis of my life is like, what's that meme that the baby said? He was like, it's okay if they do it, but when I do it, type shit. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, my groceries is here. So, ay, ay, ay. Oh, but the microphone is working. So we can work on music. Because I know y'all people like to be funny and only care for the drama and stuff like that. But my talent supersedes the drama. That is true. That is very true. And it's like I get the reference, but like there's nothing to reference. So what are we talking about? You know? Like okay, what the fuck is we talking about? You know, but it's all good though. Because let me tell you, every setback propels me forward. So, all right, y'all gonna sit here and wait because my groceries is not content for y'all. What I eat is none of your fucking business. So, yeah. So I'll be back. I'm back live stream. Cause you know what? What I eat isn't your business. But if anybody's gonna make it content, it should be me. All right. I'm like, okay, you people that keep trying to mess with my food, just know all texts that go to me go back to Simba 20-fold. Because you know, I used to do this job back in the day, like packaging people's foods for shipping and stuff like that. And, you know, I just always thought it would be common sense to, you know, just package other people's stuff the way you would want yours to be packaged. You know, kind of like the whole treat others the way you want to be treated type of scenario. You know, because I just feel like that's what you should do. It's the right thing to do. You know, and and I would go out of my way. I would go out of my way to make sure I get the right items, make sure it's packaged nicely, make sure that it's wrapped right, and all these things. And we had a process where, you know, the frozen items will go with the frozen items, the cold items will go with the cold, and so on and such, right? And and you know, and just even like the shopping process was like, okay, let's make sure the eggs don't get crushed. Let's make sure, you know, the bread doesn't get squished. Let's make sure the fruits aren't bad, you know? And they had this whole system of like, you know, trying to get as much done as you could within a short period of time, um, based on how many items you have for your order. And I actually cared to like make sure my steps was up to par, you know. But you know, this is normally Patreon type of content. It's been proven the Truman Show shenanigans that be happening in my life with people in this town giving me a hard time. Mhm. But yeah, I mean, I said what I said then, you know, because I'm like, it's crazy to me. And you know, the craziest thing of all about these situations is like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm constantly explaining the same thing, and people just don't care. I mean, but that's not true though. That's actually not true. I know there are people who care. There are definitely people who care, and there's people who think it's fucked up, and people who, you know, challenge the status quo. Because it's like, like it's a wild situation and scenario to be in. But and then people think that they have a right to try to tell you how to, live your life, as if a lot of it, like a lot of this shit be fake and fabricated. I'm like, no, I know this was not the ending. This is really not the well, I'm like, work. But yeah, I just think it's a crazy world that we live in. People will like invade your privacy and then like try to shame you for being upset about it. Like what? Like, ooh, how dare you do this? But it's like, first of all, mind your fucking business. Like, what I do is not your fucking business. You know? It's just not. And it's frustrating. But I do think too, like people that I've looked up to, and usually when you try to fight and stand for something with like the best of intentions and you mean well and you show up and you do the right thing and you help people out and all those things. Nobody wants to talk about those things because that's not entertaining. People are more concerned about the drama. They're more concerned about who did this and who did what. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I fall into that too. I was like, ooh, what's the tea? But for me, it's more so like a cautionary tale more than anything. It's more so like, okay, how can I learn from this? You know, like part of it is like, okay, yeah, what is the tea? And then part of it is like, okay, how can I avoid that in my own life? You know what I mean? And but I don't think that really matters anymore. Cause I feel like, you can be like celibate for like almost 5 years and people still find a reason to call you a hoe. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's like it's a crazy world that we live in. So like I'm trying to not take shit too seriously. But it's like it's kind of hard when it affects your like day-to-day life, like literally like how you show up in the world, and like you just be trying to mind your business and then like shit just be happening, and it's like, well, what the fuck? you know I'm over here just trying to do the right thing. I don't be bothering nobody, you know type shit. And and then things be happening. But I mean, it is what it is. But and I feel like a lot of this shit be fugazi for entertainment, and it's just a matter of like seeing through all that and trusting, like, okay, like I know these people don't believe this shit. They can't because they know this shit is fake. But it's one thing when like you know certain circumstances in your life don't be like that serious, but people like really try to go out of their way to give you a hard time, like it is that serious. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like y'all know this shit is fugazi. Like, and I'm right. So what are we talking about? But I am hungry. And y'all, okay, what did I want? Hi, Bobby. But anyway, let me just change this to a more positive situation. But yeah, gratefully I look at every situation like a lesson. And you know what? I will say, like, the blessing in disguise of, everything that transpired in my life is like the blessing in disguise is that, these situations is taught me to be a lot more attentive and really look at the details of things. Like, like paying attention to the nutritional facts that's in your food. And, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like everything I eat is healthy, but I try my best to be. And I try to be conscious of what I'm consuming. Oh, no, we don't want to add channels. Cancel that. All right, anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, it's made me pay attention to details more and really like understanding the nuances of things. I feel like sometimes we live in a world where it's easy to just look at things at surface level. And when you look at the deeper meaning of something, people say, "Oh, you reading too far into it. It's not that serious." But sometimes it is. And if you're the one to not read that deep into it, then it's easy for, people to pull a wool over your eyes. And I was once in that space and time. And, with things like numerology and magic and all those things. But yeah. But you know what? I do want to focus on this and make sure I'm not just throwing shit anywhere. But okay, I'm gonna be back, y'all. And plus I need to charge my battery anyway. So, you know, bye Truman Show, folks, and hi Village.